Hi, how's your week going? It's just begun, and I'm going to um, harass you with my comments. You may notice I'm sniffling a little bit. I'm coming down with a cold, so I apologize. I'm a little upset about the hillbilly allergy logs. Some of them aren't complete, and what that tells me is that you didn't read throughout the week and take notes throughout the week and get a good log done. You can't do these logs the day they're due. It just isn't going to happen. At this point, you should be more than halfway through, at least halfway through. You've turned in 3 logs, so that's about halfway. You've got 3 more to go. I know you'll be relieved when it's over, but some of you just aren't reading the book. And I'm sure that's going to, I haven't looked at the quizzes yet, but I'm sure it's going to affect your quiz grade. There's going to be another quiz on the end of the book in 3 weeks. And it will be on the final exam, so you're going to need to read this book, so get started to it. So if they're not complete or you're not turning them in, remember you're going to lose a total of 60 points. I mean, if you lose 10 points a week because you haven't turned in 2 logs, let's say you turned in the first and got 8 points, and the next 2 you got zeros because you didn't turn them in, you have 8 out of 30 points. That isn't good. So get reading the log, get reading the book. You cannot make up backlogs, but you can turn in the rest. I'm sorry, the cold. I'm seeing some things happening on the discussion board. Some of you aren't responding to classmates. And remember, the entire post is worth 10 points. So there are 13 discussion points. That's 130 points. If you post but you don't respond, you're going to end up with what's half of 130, 65. 65 of 130 is an F. Okay, so you need to work on the entire post, and that is by responding to classmates. If you are having a problem about how to respond to classmates, please, please, please contact me through Remind. If you want me to talk to you, send me your phone number. I will be happy to call you and talk you through how to respond. If you're not making the posts, I'm assuming it's because you haven't read Hillbilly Elegy and you're having trouble with the paragraphs. Everything in this course kind of goes together like a jigsaw puzzle, and if you're missing parts, you're not going to have the whole puzzle put together by the end of the semester. And another warning, I had a student very upset with me last semester, and I may have mentioned this before, but she didn't let me know. She missed assignments. She turned assignments in late. She asked for extensions. I gave her one because she had a legitimate excuse, but then she kept asking for them. And I said, no, you've kind of had your one get out of jail free card. When it got to the last couple of weeks of class, she said, I have to have a B in the course. And I said, to her right on the syllabus, it says that you need to be aware of where you're at in the course and where your grades are. Because if you need a certain grade in the course, I'm not going to help you in the last 2 weeks. You're not going to get extra credit. You're not going to get to resubmit assignments. I'm not going to accept the late work. And she ended up with a B minus when she needed a B to validate for the nursing program. So she was very angry with me, and she, as it was her right, went through a grade grievance, and it went to a grievance board that voted against her. So please make sure you're doing your work. Keep track of what you're doing. Chances are, if you're listening to this, you already do. I don't know why I'm preaching to the choir who already does these things. This coming week, there'll be a quiz on Gill Chapter 3, and you'll use what you've learned from my video and from Gill, and write a pie paragraph on hillbilly elegy. There's 2 prompts that I give you in the discussion board assignment. Choose only one. Don't do both. Just one. And support it with actual incidents from an incident from the book. One. Remember, you're focusing on one main idea in each paragraph. If I am not Johnny on the spot this week, and I was coming down with it a bit last week, I'm coming down with a cold. I'm sorry, I keep coughing. And I must take care of myself because I have lupus. And if I don't rest with this cold, it could get worse and I could end up in the hospital. I don't want to do that, and you don't want me in the hospital, right? I'm not saying not to contact me. I'm saying contact me, but my responses may be a bit slow. If it ends up that I'm not in really good shape, I will have somebody pop into the class and contact you and those kind of things. But right now, I think I can just kind of lay low and be okay. Do not use this and say, oh, I can't contact her because she's sick. Yes, you can contact me. I will respond, but it might be slow, okay? Overall, I was kind of hard on you at the beginning of this video. Overall, though, your writing in the paragraphs that I saw on the discussion board was much better than I usually get for a first paragraph. It was the paragraphs that were turned in, for the most part, were good. Some of you were still having a little trouble with it, and that's what the discussion board's for. The discussion board is to make your mistakes there, learn from it, rewrite, revise, and you will see an improvement in your writing, and you will be able to write the essay when it comes down to it, okay? You have a good week. You take care. I know there's a lot of cold and flu out there. If you're hospitalized with the flu or totally down in bed with it, please let me know. If you communicate with me, we can do some things, okay? But if you don't communicate with me, I'm just going to assume that you don't care, and that's why you were absent. So please let me know when you are sick, okay? I'm an ogre, but I'm not a total ogre. I'm kind of like Shrek. I'm really nasty on the outside. But if you tell me ahead of time, or when you're in the hospital, or have someone let me know or whatever, we can work something out, okay? So let me know. Communicate. I'm here for you. Have a good week.